everybody, welcome to BioWatch 3 Raw TV. I want to kind of talk about something tonight that I've been discussing with people that are on the competitive scene right now, people that are high-level competitors, pros, Olympians. I mean, you'd be shocked at how many people I've talked to about this situation. That is colitis. It seems to be the very non-talked about dirty little secret going on in the bodybuilding world today. And it's been on for years and years. Actually, Mike Francois, I believe, is the only one that's actually come out and talked about it. And if it happens, it really is blamed on like, oh, it's a genetic factor. It wasn't due to the steroid use. Time out. There are so many people within the last 15 years that have come out and had some kind of gastrointestinal issues. And, you know, these other issues that where they couldn't digest their food. They were throwing the food up, acid indigestion, this shit that kept coming around, and nobody really was talking about what it was. And in the last year, I've had probably about 15 people that are on a very high level. I'm talking about people like everybody knows their fucking names that have had a battle with colitis. And, you know, most of them have come out just fine. You know, they're completely fine. They don't have like the colostomy bag or anything like that. They've had to take a medication for a certain period of time, and then they're okay. But it is absolutely either the contest prep or the drugs or a combination of both that is affecting these people like that. One person told me that he had been battling with it for quite a while, and he's okay now, but like it took him a little while to get over it. Not a fucking peep. Not a peep on a message board, not a peep fucking... Nobody knew shit about it. I mean, absolutely nothing. And I would never tell anybody who these people are because it doesn't matter. The bottom line that it's out there and the people are opening up to myself and other people talking about it means that, you know what, people want to talk about it. You know what I mean? They don't necessarily want to broadcast about their business, but they want people to put information out there that lets the public know as far, not public, but the people that are competing and thinking that, hey, I'm not going to hurt myself doing this. This is fine. This is not a big deal. They want you to know that's bullshit. There's a definite possibility that, you know, and I actually had a discussion with one individual that blew my fucking mind about the drugs that they used to take, and they didn't care. Like, they didn't give a fuck what was going on with those drugs back in the day, but now they're starting to think, what if I fuck myself up? What if things don't show up? They're actually starting to think about it because the people around them that they've seen have the issues that have never talked about it but told them about it. They're like, what the fuck? How many other people? And that person tells them, look, a lot of people were just not talking about it. So something kind of came about this year when I was talking to an individual. And I hate having like this vague like individuals and not telling, but it is what it is. It's nobody's fucking actual business what somebody went through, but people do want the info out there. They just don't want the backlash that people are going to fucking point at them and fucking talk down to them. And I don't blame them. That's why a lot of people that use gear don't go to fucking doctors. They don't want to be talked down to. They don't want any of that shit being slung their way. So this individual decided to pull out of a show. And, you know, the person that they date was talking to a friend of mine. They're like, oh, no, it's still on, man. You know, we're going forward. It's going to fucking crush this. And I had, you know, the week before, I had just been with an individual who's really good friends with both of them. They're like, yeah, they're pulling out of the show because they have colitis. And I was like, what? Had this big discussion about it. So when I was talking to my friend, I said, yeah, so-and-so's not competing because they have colitis. And he's like, I just talked to, you know, that other person that they're dating, and they said, you know, they're definitely competing. I said, oh, well, I was told different. Maybe I got bad information. Lo and behold, the show comes, that person doesn't show up, pulled out like 2 weeks before, but led everybody to believe they were competing up to then. And it didn't make any sense because months before, they already knew that they weren't going to compete. But they let the media push it, and they let their fucking following believe it, and they let their fans believe it, and they just fucking knew they weren't going because they were having this health complication. And I don't want to say lied because they didn't necessarily lie. Nobody said, hey, do you have this? But they basically just kind of hid it, and then last minute pulled out. And I'm not even sure if they even gave a reason why they did. But I just watched four bikini girls this weekend. 4 talk about the gastrointestinal issues that they've had and why they're not going to compete in 2018. And they're still not pointing either at colitis or they don't know it yet. But it's the same symptoms over and over and over again. And like I said, the people that I know, they do take drugs. Okay, they are taking anabolics. They have pushed the envelope. And much like Mike Francois, when he came out in the 96, 95, whatever it was a mass monster. I mean, he obviously was taking what he needed to take to compete. And when he got colitis, he didn't hide it. He talked about it. He talked about the struggle with it. He talked about what he had to overcome with it. And He talked about he didn't know he had it. It was like it was developed. It didn't like wasn't like something he was born with. But he again said some kind of genetic thing. It seems like anytime somebody needs a kidney transplant, it's genetics. Anytime somebody has liver problems, it's genetics. They could have fucking hair loss, it's genetics. Everything is always genetics. But nobody ever blames the drugs. Nobody ever says. And I honestly, it's not that they don't blame them. It's that they don't talk about it. They don't talk about it openly, and it frustrates the shit out of me because there's so many young guys right now and girls. And they want nothing more than to win shows. They want to compete. They want to win shows. They want the contracts. They want to be pro. I get it, man. We were all there. All of us wanted that. It was nothing but my main goal to compete every single year, 2 to 3 times a year, improve from show to show, go to the nationals, win my pro card. Like it didn't matter. I would put whatever in my body. There were times that I thought my body was going to just shut down. Like there were times I was taking combinations of things that I thought, like felt like I was walking. I'm like, I literally feel like this is my last step. My brain and heart are going to shut off right now, and that's it. Like there were times that I felt like that. Of course, it didn't happen. So I'm like, oh, I must be okay. Not necessarily. Like there were people that are pushing those fucking drugs right now that it's going to take 4, 5, 6 years. And what's interesting is a lot of people taking the drugs, they don't do well in competition. They give up. So they kind of get out of it before it affects their health. But you get those motherfuckers, man, they don't care. They don't give a shit about anything else. They don't have anything else going on in their life. And competing is the only thing that they have. And they will keep pushing and pushing and pushing. And they get something wrong with them and they just ignore it and they keep pushing because, hey, if you admit that you have something ailing you, you're a pussy. You're a wimp. You got to fucking, you need to fucking man up. You need to nut up and get it done and get to that show. And it doesn't fucking matter. Even if you die getting to that show, you die doing something you love and for the cause of bodybuilding and all this bullshit that comes with it being hardcore and all this, fucking black and white photos and film. And like, I'm looking at it going, so realistically, you have some of the best people in the entire fucking world that have come down with this same ailment, which if it wasn't caught in time and controlled, they would be fucked for the rest of their life. Nobody talks about it. The new guys are coming in, and what the new guys are doing is saying, hey, I think they were taking this much. I'm going to take that much and this much on top of it, which makes the whole fucking situation even worse. And again, nobody's talking about it. And what happens is, we saw Andrew's story here where, he died and he still wanted his secret kept. He didn't want anybody to know that the steroids that he took killed him. I mean, that's just somebody who hadn't even competed yet, right? Now imagine somebody that built a career on it that may not have necessarily had anything before bodybuilding. There's an individual that went to a hospital before. They were on stage. They were fucking dry as a bone from the diuretics that they took. And they had marks from their socks and their ankles. And I remember seeing the pictures going, what the fuck? Like, that's almost impossible. They had edema from kidney problems, okay? They were in the hospital being told they had a kidney problem. This individual was like, I don't give a fuck. Bodybuilding gave me everything. I had nothing before. I don't give a fuck. I'll fucking die for the sport. I don't give a shit. I don't give a flying fuck what happens to me. I'm not stopping. And like ignored it. Like it just, I don't know. And maybe because I'm older now, I pay more attention to stuff like this. I don't want these things happening to people. As of now, I escaped any of those things. So it's not something that's on my radar for myself. But it's also like, man, listen, you want to do the steroids? I get it. You want to do the drugs? I get it. You want to compete? I get it, man. And that's awesome. Run with all that shit. But just be aware that there may come a time when you fucking pay a price. And when you do, when you pay that price, stand right up there and say, I'm paying this price and it's because I took steroids. Steroids did this to me. Growth hormone did this to me. Competing did this to me. Just be honest about it. Stop hiding it. Stop sweeping it under the carpet. Just be honest. When I got that bad blood work back fucking 2 weeks ago, there's no fucking way I was going to hide that. I told my wife, Erin, I said, look, I'm telling them fucking what did it. I'm telling them how stupid I was. I'm telling the fucking truth. And she has been told. I've told Erin before, if I die tomorrow, you get the whole story to 2 people that I wanted to get it out. Primeval and Mark Lobliner, because I know both of them will get it out all over the place very quickly, and they'll do it the right way, and I want them to have the entire full story. The full story. I don't give a fuck. If I died taking a piss in the middle of the night, you tell them that. If I died of a heart attack, if I died of liver failure, if I died of fucking jumped off a roof, if I fucking overdosed on a fucking cough medicine, I don't give a fuck what it is. You tell them the truth, you tell them what it is, and you get it out to them, because I don't want any kind of bullshit being told like, well, this is what really happened to Jerry. No, here's the truth. And you want to show medical records? Show medical records. Get the coroner. Get whoever the fuck. I don't give a fuck. Get them all to talk openly about what the fuck happened to me. So at least in my passing, other people will learn from it and see that, you know what, not everybody out there hides shit, and maybe somebody else can save themselves from it. So be aware, guys. There's a bunch of shit swirling around, and it's all being covered up. And the more I hear it, the sadder it makes me, because many people are not going to believe what I'm saying. They're going to go, Jerry, why the fuck, you're full of shit. And I'm like, well, what the fuck do I have to lie about? Why the fuck would I mean, I'm still involved with competitors and competing. I get it. But I do want people to have the real truth. I want them to know the possibilities of what could happen and not, myself, I've taken everything under the sun. So I have nothing to fucking fear about, what somebody thinks about me. But the bottom line is what you do with your choices and your health is up to you. But at very least, you should be fully informed. BioStrength@gmail.com. Leave comments down below, but don't fight. www.biostrength.com is a blog. It's a fully informed bicep, and we are